Yoongi here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about K-pop songs released in 2022 that I hated, which eventually grew on me. I have already done a video similar to this in the past, where I talked about K-pop songs I used to hate that grew on me in general, but the songs in this video are going to be just specifically from this year. Also, like in my most recent video, these are all mainly girl group releases we're going to be looking at today. Not on purpose, just a coincidence that these are the ones I've chosen to speak about. Maybe I can do a part 2 at some point addressing some boy group releases if you'd like to see that. Okay, disclaimer time before we start as always. Please note that these are just my opinions. Hate might be a bit of a strong word, to be honest. These are just songs I didn't like, but hey, your girl needs a video title, cut her some slack. I do actually like these songs now, but I'm in no way trying to influence your music tastes. I'll tell you what you should and shouldn't like, and I'm in no way intending to send any hate to any artist or individual with this video or any of my others. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. The first song we're going to talk about is none other than Deep by Hyo of Girls' Generation. Okay, we're going to start with this one because I think this is actually one of the ones that started off as a pretty strong disliking, where I kind of just thought, like, what is this, you know? It was definitely more of a strange one on first listen, and I couldn't help but be really amused by it because I had no idea what SM were really going for with it. But because it's such a bloody catchy song, I kept finding myself getting that chorus stuck in my head, just like, you know, the repetition parts of like the deep, deep, dip. And then I realized I do really like the post-chorus after all that repetition, and the instrumental, and the choreography too. It eventually added up to, yeah, I like this whole song. I actually tweeted about this one recently because it was me admitting that, okay, I thought this song was kind of funny sounding at first, a bit of a meme, and now I really like it. And thankfully, a few of you actually agreed with me, so thank you, because it's now become one of those songs that I actually can't stop listening to. The next song we're going to talk about is Idol Tomboy. Tomboy. It already feels like ages since this song came out. Time is passing so quickly. I think a lot of us didn't really 100% like this song early on. Don't get me wrong, it was one of those that had a lot of potential, and certain aspects of it were massive hits. But other aspects of the song, they were massive misses. Like, for example, I loved the styling, I thought it was fun, I liked the pre-chorus, but then we had Soyeon's raps to contend with, which were interesting to say the least. But I watched a lot of the stages of this song because I did really like the overall concept in general, and I found it growing on me so quickly. And then I saw the girls perform it at K-pop Flex in Frankfurt, and this is one of those songs that really goes off when you hear it loud with a big audience. And hearing a crowd of thousands of people yell the explicit lyrics out loud, you know, the "yeah, I'm effing tomboy" version, it was such an experience. I think it may have been around that time I finally admitted to myself, okay, I am enjoying this song, enough to look past the parts I wasn't so keen on. They weren't that bad that I couldn't get past them and enjoy the song as a whole, you know? Next up, we're going to talk about LE SSERAFIM Fearless. What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? I actually posted a poll in my YouTube community tab asking people what they thought about this debut because I hadn't fully made up my mind on it yet, and I wanted to hear what other people had to say. This is also why I say hate might be a strong word in the intro, because I didn't necessarily ever hate this song, but I didn't think I liked it either when I finally made my mind up. I kind of thought it was a little bit boring, and it didn't seem to go anywhere, you know? There weren't exactly layers to the song, and it never built up or progressed anywhere at all. And I was in the same boat as everybody who expected more from the debut. But, after a few times of the song coming on shuffle on Spotify during my walks home, it really grew on me because I kind of realized that this song knew exactly what it was doing. It didn't quote unquote go anywhere for a reason. It has a very specific style, and that is absolutely okay. Like, how can I say I expected more from a debut when I literally had no clue what to expect from them anyway? That doesn't make any sense. So I got smarter when I actually kind of thought about the whole concept of the song and why it is the way it is, and now I love it. Another song we have to talk about my original disliking for is Alexa Wonderland. This one is wild to me considering how much I adore this song now. This is one of those where once I realized I liked it, that's it, I was fully hooked. I kind of, not gonna lie, ignored this song a little bit after a first listen because it didn't hook me in or anything like that. I wasn't really that bothered about it. I absolutely love Alexa as an artist and a person, but I didn't really care for this song in particular, so I just forgot forgot all about it. It kind of felt like a Western song that I would hear somewhere else, and it was a bit forgettable. That sounds so mean. I'm sorry, I promise I've grown from this. Hear me out. So then of course Alexa did absolutely amazing on the American Song Contest. She stormed it. So I was watching a few of her performances of the song from the show, and I was like, wait, her showmanship really makes this song what it is. She absolutely killed it every time she stepped on stage. Her presence and ability to pull off such a big performance was so impressive. And it made me have like a newfound respect for the song where I could finally start appreciating it. And then that was it. It was like as soon as I decided to add the song to my playlist, it was always the one I would look for every time I opened my music library, if that makes any sense. You know when you add a new song to your library and you want to listen to it all the time? I'm sorry Alexa, I really did do you dirty because this song is iconic. Next song we're going to talk about is Card Ring the Alarm. Ring the alarm. This is the only song on this list not by a female artist or group because it's a co-ed group. And again, I think this is another one where I didn't originally like the song on first few listens because I expected more. My own fault. This was going to be their first full comeback as a group since J-Sef got discharged from the military, so I was expecting them to come back with a bang. Not the same sort of card that we had before he left, that we were already really familiar with. It just didn't have any initial spark for me, you know? I wanted a comeback that would hit me and say, hey, we're back, pay attention. But after some more listens, thanks to the song getting stuck in my head, I was like, oh, okay, I'm listening. I actually think, if I'm being honest, it was the girls' parts in the song that really helped me come around because I really enjoyed the way their voices sound against this song. And then it kind of dawned on me that they were sticking with the quote-unquote card sound because it works on them, and they have absolutely nothing wrong with that. In a way, it's actually kind of nice that they came back with a song that was them to a T, because it's like kind of a nice reassurance for fans of like, don't worry, we're back now, you know? Basically what I'm trying to say is don't let your own expectations ruin a good song for you. You never know what it might grow into. Another song we're going to talk about that I can't believe I didn't initially like is Taeyeon of Girls' Generation, I Envy You. So I envy you. I'll admit it, I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. There is not that many Taeyeon songs that are personally loves for me. I just don't think her style is necessarily aimed at somebody with my musical interests and my preferences, and that is a-okay. But that did mean that when this song came out, I heard a lot of people saying it was overrated, and because there's literally less than a handful of Taeyeon songs I could count on one hand that I already liked anyway, I kind of counted this one out after one listen myself as well, rather than giving it a few more chances. On first listen, I was like, this isn't really for me, and moved on with my life. And then I got called out in the funniest way. I was listening to a song radio on Spotify while working from home, which for those who don't know is when you pick a song and Spotify makes like a playlist of sort of like associated songs that it thinks you'll like with a similar style. So I'd clearly chosen a random song and was listening to that radio and like not really focusing, and then I Envy You came on shuffle and I didn't really recognize it, but during the first verse and chorus I was thinking like, oh my gosh, this song is really good. And then it got to the chorus and I was like, oh, I know what this is now, and I should have listened to the song more. So I did after that, and of course I kind of fell in love with it. Moral of the story, guys, sometimes we can be very wrong about something. Next up, we're going to talk about Billy Ginga Minga Yo. Can't complain, I know we're all gagging over their recent comeback Ring My Bell, so this will feel like really old news now, but I still have to talk about my journey with this song, if you will. Because like I said for Hyo's Deep in the first point, when I first heard this song, I was like, huh? There's no way this is real, right? Like the song kind of felt like a bit of an inside joke, if that makes sense. Like something was funny somewhere, somehow to someone, but I wasn't involved in the joke, you know? So I didn't know why it was funny, but I wanted to be involved. Something about this weird and random song, the group in general because they've never not shocked us thus far, and the concept as a whole, they all got my attention and I wanted to know more. So I started giving the song more of my time. I watched the music video a few more times, I watched a lot of stages, and then bam, it grew on me. And I was officially hooked on that really catchy chorus. And maybe that was the point of making it so interesting, because before I knew it, I was stanning. Not to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I wonder if that's what the company are going for with Billy in general, in terms of like they always have a kind of unexpected comeback that makes you want to see what they're doing next. I just opened my own eyes. The next song we're going to talk about is Hyolyn featuring Jooyoung, Laying Low. You got me laying low, you got me laying low. My tears are running down. I kind of feel bad about this one because it's a pathetic and not valid reason to dislike a song at all, but I'm here to be honest and vulnerable with you guys. Okay, no, I'm being dramatic, but basically, I didn't really click with this song initially because I was a bit uneasy at the aim to recreate the success of Dali and its formula, even right down to like the provocative choreography. It just kind of felt obvious to me. I know, this is kind of like Hyolin's thing now, but the song for me initially just felt too much like an attempt to make the Dali 2.0. I know that's rude, and I kind of loved Dali though, so I feel like it was pretty easy to spot that's what was happening, if you get me. But when I started to actually listen to the song a few times and put all the comparisons aside and treat it like a new release, there's nothing wrong with either the song or trying to replicate the success of something that's worked before, because at the end of the day, isn't that like what all of us are doing in life in general? So I'm sorry, Hyolyn, because you deserved more respect from me as an iconic artist in general, because let's face it, is there another Hyolyn? I don't think so. But also more respect against this release, because it is a very good song in its own right, and it shows off her voice and abilities as a singer so well, and in a different way than Dali does anyway. It's a lot more than I gave it credit for in the beginning, and I think a lot more of us need to be giving Hyolyn more credit in general. The next song we're going to talk about my initial disliking for, you're not ready, trust me, A-Pink, Dilemma. I don't think I've spoke about this song a great deal, to be honest, but trust me, I can assure you, this song will be making some appearances in my end of year review style videos about 2022 as a year in K-pop, because I love it that much. I think one of the first times I actually even spoke about this song, it was in my most recent video, giving K-pop songs to other artists they would suit, and I mentioned how this is one of my favourite K-pop releases of the year thus far, because it is. A-Pink never missed for me, but in the interest of total transparency, the first few times I listened to this song really didn't grip me. I loved the verse and the pre-chorus, but it felt like when we got to that chorus, it was kind of disappointing. It felt sort of anticlimactic to me to have these beautiful verses and such a talented group just have the main point of the chorus be repeating the song title over and over. But as time went on, I was able to look past that because yes, there's more chorus beyond the dilemma part, and to be frank, I adored the rest of the song so much that it didn't even matter. The song went from a I wanted more to oh my god, I adore it in a very quick time frame. And now I can safely say that I literally never skip this song if it comes on shuffle. Character development. And last but not least for today's video, we're going to be talking about Bandit Venom. Venom, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm the only person who had this sort of experience with this song of like, initially disliking it and then growing on them. So before this comeback was announced, I really adored Bandit's prior releases. They're talented and have so much potential that's unexplored. So when I heard they were coming back, I was so excited. But when it came to the actual song, I wasn't really that impressed by it. I didn't hate it or anything, but I couldn't really say I liked it and wanted to listen to it frequently. Like yes, it was nice to see them doing something different and it felt like they had budget, you know what I mean? But it didn't feel fully actualized, like they didn't go the full way with the concept and commit as much as they could have. However, this is another one of those really catchy ones where you end up with it stuck in your head. This is going to sound weird because it's normally lyrics and lines you get stuck in your head, isn't it? But I was actually finding myself getting the melody and instrumental replaying in my head, and I was like humming along to them unknowingly, and then I kind of knew what was happening. Like, when you can just feel yourself liking a song slowly that you previously said you didn't, and you can feel it growing on you, and you're like, well, here I am. But I didn't mind too much because it's not like I disliked the song as much as some of the others on this list. It was kind of just there for me and I wanted more. So I'm glad that I appreciate it on a much higher level now. Okay guys, and that was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching if you got this far. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments some K-pop songs from 2022 you initially didn't like and now do. It'd be nice to see if we've got any in common or if you can name any more that I would put in a part 2, because I think there's a lot, to be honest. This year's been very up and down for me. If you're new here and haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell. That will let you be the first to hear whenever I upload, hopefully. And as always, my social medias will be on screen. That is my Twitter and my Instagram. I always follow back fellow K-pop stans, so let's be friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys!